What's up, duelists? We're now live. We're now live with, I believe, our very first charity, like direct through YouTube charity stream, which is really sick. So, yeah, hype. Let's see how this goes. This is my first time doing this sort of thing, so hopefully it works out. I just figured that the people in California are going through it really rough, and they're a huge part of this community. So, Direct Relief was recommended by, I believe, a California native as a charity that is working to help people in need in times of like the fire. So, yeah, I think it should show up like as a part of this stream, and I do believe all revenue from the stream is going to the charity as well, directly. I'm not exactly sure how it's all set up, because like I said, this is like my first time doing it. But yeah, cool stuff. What's up, Hunter? How's it going? And I figured, what better way to sort of help people than play everybody's favorite decks. So we're gonna be playing a little bit of Six Samurai today, and maybe a little bit of the Simorgh deck as well. How's it going, Neb? It's going as good as it can be for me personally. How are you doing? Yeah, so this is my first time doing like one of these like charity things. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I'm sure it like, I think it like pops up under the stream. I'm gonna open up my stream just so I can see it on my phone. Yeah, so it looks like it pops up and it says it's like attached with a fundraiser. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. YouTube is really sick for this. So it looks like yeah. And apparently this charity is like really good for helping people with who are like in need of assistance during forest fires. They helped during the Maui fire. I don't know if you guys remember, the Maui fire was pretty recent. Fucked a lot of people over, but Direct Relief did a really good job there. So hopefully it helps people here. How do you donate? Can you just donate to the stream? I do believe all the stream donations go to charity, but let me double check that real quick. If you want to donate, I believe there's, if you're on mobile, I don't know if you're on mobile or not, but it should say that there's like a donation thing. There's a donate button like right above the stream title, because there's like a fundraiser added to the stream. I'm not exactly sure. You're on mobile, so if you close the chat, because the chat kind of blocks it, but if you close the chat, it should be like right underneath the stream. At least that's how I'm seeing it on my phone. I don't know if that's how like you see it. You see it on yours? Okay, cool. So I think that's the best way to go through it, because like then it's not going through like YouTube as like a transaction or something like that. But I don't know. But yeah, hopefully we're able to help out some people who are in California in need. And in the meantime, we'll play some good Yu-Gi-Oh! As we always do. So, fun stuff. All right. What are we doing? What are we doing today? Oh, I was thinking of playing like a bunch of decks that a bunch of people have asked me to like revisit. So like Yugioh Six Samurai, Dark Simorgh deck, Yugioh's Glads was one of them. So we'll probably just try to play like a bunch of those decks. I'm looking at my build right now. It looks kind of messy. I don't remember it being this messy, but let's just go try it. I don't know why I have a widespread ruin in my side deck. I don't know what's up with that. It might be just as an additional Titanial out, because Titanial kind of fucks this deck really hard. So, yeah. Cool. How are you guys doing tonight? Is everyone safe? Is everyone marked safe from the forest fires? Good luck, have fun. Pick scissors. We pick paper. That's rough. What do Six Samurais try to do? They try to overwhelm with card advantage. They have a lot of ways to gain card advantage, and they have a lot of like synergy. I would compare them to like Blackwings, but less aggressive and more card advantage focused. So here we want to Rhoda first to thin our deck. Thank you so much for your donation to Direct Relief. That is awesome. Much appreciated. $5 towards helping someone in need. We're gonna grab Yaichi because he's the boss here. Much appreciated. Then we'll fire Upstart Goblin. So we deck Thin first. Then we hope to hit one of our 6 Samurai United, 6 Samurai, that sort of thing. We didn't. Little unlucky. Let's go Yaichi Grandmaster. I think that's the best play. Priority. Use Yaichi to target the back row. Chains Regeki Break. Targets Yaichi. Now I could choose to just... Which are you targeting? I don't know what she's targeting. Reading something. You gonna target Yaichi? Okay. Sure. Thumbs up. So he's gonna get his dandy tokens here. Just got back from locals. X1 with Prisma Glads. Almost XO, bro. Yeah, of course, Nab. Thanks for contributing. Dandy effect is mandatory. If I'm gonna have to remind this guy that the dandy effect is mandatory, I feel like we're gonna have a slow game. Forgot Lemeo. You've played one card. How did you forget what your one card that you played does? What is going on? Pro. Okay, Gallus the Star Beast in his Regeki Break deck. Interesting. Okay. Mills Magic Cylinder. So Gallus will be destroyed from hand. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and then just a hard pass. All right. Opponent's on some real jank, like some real janky stuff, but let's try and close this one out as quickly as possible. Just attack with the Grandmaster, draw a new card. We found Heavy Storm. That's actually not bad here. We can use it to proc our own Starlight Road and then attack for big damage. So he admitted defeat. Awesome. Says GG Lemeo. Hello. That, sure. Thank you so much, Cody Dang, for your donation to Direct Relief. You are doing your part in showing how amazing this community is. Oh, God. We want Space Typhoon because they're playing Burn, and we want Xian because they're playing Burn. We also want Cayman in this matchup, I think. Yaichi's going to be MVP. Starlight Road seems like it's going to be a little silly, so I'm going to side one out. I'm probably going to also side out the Legacy of Yatagarasu. Keep it simple. Just run it back. That's it. Once again, not opening with one of our 6 continuous spells, but we've got Guardian Yado, so that's pretty good. And we've got the Great Shogun, so that's pretty good too. Let's just get it popping. Summon Iroh, special Iados, battle phase, attack with Iados. It's going to be volcanic counter. I'll attack for 1700. Counter is mandatory. I'll just help the opponent out there. And then just pass the turn. Yeah, this card does activate no matter what. It doesn't activate. As long as you take battle damage, this card will activate. Is Iados your favorite card of 2024? I think Karma Cut might be close. It's between Karma Cut and Iados. That's what it says on the card. That's what it says on the card, bro. Ironic. We're defeating the Wildfire in Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're defeating it with this charity. That's... Yes. Banish the volcanic counter. Banish the fire. How fitting. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I do believe all the proceeds of the stream are going to go to the Direct Relief charity, which is awesome. So, good stuff. Here's Lava Golem. Okay. A little bit of counter from the opponent. A little bit of counter play. We'll take 1,000 here off the Lava Golem. But that's fine. We can sort of rebuild. We've got the Great Shogun. Maybe we'll find a gateway, potentially. That'd be really nice. Lava Golem is pretty good against us. Good night, Nab. Good luck on your exam tomorrow. I hope you get the marks that you're looking for. Okay, he's going to DDR back volcanic counter. Yep. Has to summon it in attack position, so that's just direct attacks from us. He's going to pass. Ooh, we did draw our 6 Samurai United, so that's really good. Go ahead and activate the United. I wish I had a Grandmaster here, but we'll take what we can get. Let's normal summon Cayman. We got to fight fire with fire, you know what I'm saying? That's... Maybe I should have summoned Hand. It's more damage. That was a little silly on my part. Well, actually, no, it's better to summon Cayman because it's less damage from the volcanic counter. You guys see what I'm doing here? You see what I'm doing here? So he takes 2,700. And then we attack with Cayman, and we both take 1,500 because of the counter. Cool. So far, so good. Can't complain. Just gotta pass the turn back. As long as we don't take 4,500 damage this turn, which is unlikely. It's possible, but it's unlikely. Then we should be fine. Gallus the Star Beast. Okay, 200. He actually hit this game, which is nice for him. I wonder why he's playing this. He seems like he's playing a lot of spells and traps. Okay, just passes the turn. Standby phase will take another 1,000 from the Lava Golem, but we should have easy game this turn. Normal summon Hand. Activate United. Draw 2. Special summon the Great Shogun. This guy can blow any monster on the field. That sounds wrong. This guy can blow up any monster on the field. Yeah, that's fucking... Of course. So we're going to go for the attack with the Cayman. This guy can defend himself too. So even if he has a Raikou set, like... This is game through Raikou, I believe. So let's just attack with Lava Golem. It's probably Dandelion. Oh, it's just counter. Yeah, we just win. Oh, he's got Battle Fader. Okay. Main phase 2. We'll use Hand of the Six Samurai to blow up the... Probably the Lava Golem. I don't want to give him the opportunity to steal it. I just don't care about the Battle Fader at all. So we'll use Hand, sacrifice Cayman to destroy Lava Golem. No. I'm targeting Lava Golem. Yeah. And then we will pass. Plus this gives us a target for the Spirit. If he has another Fader next turn, we'll at least get a card draw. Ah, the lag. The dueling book lag. It's happening, boys. The dueling book lag. How's your night going, everybody? I hope everyone in SoCal is doing alright. There's trade-in. So he can't activate another spell and trap this turn now. He's locked out of spell and trap cards. So his turn's over. Well, I guess that works. You can use that. Take 600. Specials Gallus. And he can bring out Amaryllis here. Okay, that's fine. So we have to keep in mind he does have Volcanic counter, but I think we should be okay. Yeah, it's just gonna be normal Spirit, special Grandmaster, activate Spirit, equip to hand, so it'll be stronger there, and then double-edged sword technique, special summon Iroh and Cayman. And then we'll use the hand effect, pop the Battle Fader. Jeez. use that hand effect, and then pop the Gallus, and then attack, should be game. Sick. Awesome. So that's what Six Samurai does, whoever was asking earlier on. I think my opponent could have had a better chance if he was playing like a less jank build, but there was a moment there it could have been scary. He could have like marked the rose, the lava golem, and then like done some real damage against us, so that could have been really scary. So yeah, fought fire with fire, I guess. Works out really well. That's my first time summoning Great Shogun Shien in any video, which is kind of cool. Says you kind of get it, but you need to look up a lot. Yeah, all the effects are like, here, we'll just go over the deck right now so you don't have to look it all up. All right, so all of the Six Samurai have effects. They like work together as a team. So every Six Samurai needs another Six Samurai to work, basically. The only one that kind of works on his own is Grandmaster, but you need another Six Samurai to special summon him. And you can only control one of him. You can tribute summon him without Six Samurai, and he'll have his protection effect. But he's basically the only one that works on his own. Yaichi, Keimin, and Iroh, they all have like this marking in the background. And all the Six Samurai that have the marking in the background have this effect where it says if they would be destroyed, you can destroy another Six Samurai instead. So they like can protect themselves. So like let's say you have Yaichi and you have Spirit, or Yaichi and Hand, and they attack Yaichi, you can destroy your hand instead. A Hand of the Six Samurai doesn't have that protection effect, but this is one of the strongest ones, if not the strongest one. Just says if you control a Six Samurai, you can tribute any Six Samurai, then destroy any monster on the field. So that's really good, obviously. Lets you trade up for threats. It's 3 stars. It's got good stat line. 1600 means it doesn't get hit by deck dev. So that's really important for this deck. Yaichi is just destroy set, spell, and traps if you control another one. And if you do that, he can't attack. So he just gives you spell and trap removal. He's really, really powerful because you just pop him. Makes it so your opponent can't set cards, basically. Keimin is similar, but he only destroys face-ups. So that's why we only play one Keimin. What's up, Odin? How you doing? It says, playing something near and dear to your heart. Yes, this is the Six Samurai Yatos build. Spirit of the Six Samurai is a union, so it's similar to like all the other union monsters. Gives the plus 500 bonus, and when you destroy a monster by battle, or when the equipped monster destroys a monster by battle, you draw a card. And it doesn't even need to hit the graveyard, so that works really nice. If you kill tokens, or if you kill stuff under D-Fissure, you still get to draw cards. And then Iroh is Mystic Swordsman. He just pops face-down defense position monsters if he attacks them. So, yeah, pretty decent effect, but you really only need one of him. He's kind of the worst. He's, like, not very good in multiples because you need different names. So, like, drawing 2 Iroh, it's just 2 vanilla 1700s. It's quite bad, actually. Whereas if you draw Iroh with Yaichi, then you have 2 monsters with powerful effects. Yaichi is just the best one. That's why you play 3. But drawing multiple Yaichi isn't great. Thank you so much for the $20 donation, Soph92. You are going to help people in need, so much appreciate that. Lord 10, thank you so much for the £5 donation to Direct Relief. You guys are the best community ever. What can I say? You love Iroh into Hamster Echo? Yes. I do like him, but that's why you only play 1. You can search him with Gateway or Reinforcement, or you can bring him back with Double Edge and Call the Haunted. So it's kind of like you play 8 copies of it. Yeah, it's kind of like you play 8 copies of Iroh. You don't really need more than 1. That was kind of like my deck building process there. Then Guardian Eatos just makes this deck super, super powerful. This is much easier than trying to read them? Yes. So the cards you really want to know are going to be these spell cards. Six Samurai United. No, dude, thank you so much. Anything helps. A bunch of $1 donations, $0, few penny donations, it all adds up. So thank you so much, Lord 10. Much love to the UK and all the duelists out there. So, triple Six Samurai United. This card is your Pot of Greed. Every time a Six Samurai monster is summoned, normal or special summoned, not flip summoned, only normal or special summoned, it gets a Bushido counter. And this doesn't start a chain, just so you know. Then you can launch it. You can send it to the graveyard and draw a card for each counter. So you can get up to 2 counters. This card just turns into a Pot of Greed, but you need to summon 2 Samurais. That's like the basic gist of this. One thing to note is if you're playing a mirror match, This triggers anytime a 6 Samurai monster is normal special summoned, even your opponent's. So if your opponent summons a 6 Samurai monster, you'll get a counter as well. Or if they like Goyo take your Samurai, this card will get a counter. Same thing is true of Gateway. This is my favorite deck to play Iados in. As of right now, it's one of the top 3. There are a couple other ones that I think are pretty fun, but it's one of the top 3 that I like it in. Gateway of the 6 is similar to United, but it's like way more broken. Instead of just being a pot of greed, it can gain infinite counters. It can also use counters from anywhere. So if you have like United with counters, you can use those counters. Like there's going to be games where you open 2 United and 1 Gateway, and you play all 3, and then you summon a monster, and then you get 4 counters spread across. But then Gateway can use all 4 of them to search Grandmaster, and then you can search your Grandmaster, play that, and then get another 4 counters. This card's very good. It's got 3 different effects. One of them is it can pump up a Shien or 6 Samurai monster by 500 attack. So usually you'll use this effect when you're closing out games, when you have a ton of counters, and you just need to kill your opponent. So that's usually when it comes up. Sometimes it also comes up, like let's say your opponent has a Sirocco, and you have like hand plus Gateway. You'll like normal hand, and then pump it up by 500 and run over the Sirocco. That comes up sometimes. It's not the least used effect. I think the last effect is the least used effect. The second effect is the most used effect. You remove 4 counters from anywhere on the field. You can add a 6 Samurai monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So this is going to play into your question, Logosoba. This card allows you to pull 6 Samurai monsters out of the graveyard so that your Iados becomes live. It also gives you basically infinite resources throughout the game. As long as Gateway sticks around, you can just keep adding your monsters back over and over and over again. So it's another reason why you don't need like multiple copies of Iroh or Cayman. Additionally, like if you don't have like a specific card already, it can just search it from your deck and add it to your hand. Bless you. If you have 2 of them in play, it's incredibly broken. Every monster you summon gets you another monster. So it's like build your own Black Whirlwind, but even better because it can add from the graveyard, and because it can it works on special summons as well. So it'll work with stuff like Call of the Haunted, Double-Edged Sword Technique. It also doesn't need to check the attack like Black Whirlwind. So like let's say you summon Iroh and you have Gateway out and your opponent goes Bottomless Trap Hole, you'll still get the counters. Try Inishi yet with Iatos? No, I haven't tried it. Basically, what I've been trying is Double-Edged Sword Technique instead. I think Inishi is a little bit less consistent than Double-Edged Sword Technique. And I think Double-Edged Sword Technique is a little bit more powerful because of just the way it is. What's up, Doom? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. So that's the general concept. That's how the deck kind of works. There's a bunch of different ways you can approach the game. You can play like a stall deck out game plan with level limit. You can play an aggro game plan with like rushing people down, or you can play the card advantage game plan, which usually is very easy to accumulate because United is a +1, Gateway's a plus infinite, Spirit's a +1, Double-Edged Sword Technique's usually like a +2, and then Yaichi's a +1, and Iroh can be auto +1s as well. Same thing with Cayman. So you have a lot of like auto +1s. You just need to find those synergies and piece them together. The supporting cards are what you, how do I say this? They help you get those +1s as much as possible. So Upstart Goblin just helps you dig to the +1 cards. Obviously, you want to see Grandmaster, Gateway, that sort of thing as consistently as possible. Double Starlight Road, this means that you can protect your 2/6 Samurai that you're forced to commit to the field. Solemn Judgment, same thing. Triple Compulsory, this works in every circumstance. This card is the best card in this deck. Like, it's the best interactive piece. Not only can it, like, let's say you open, like, Gateway United and you only have 1 Samurai. You summon it, you get your 3 counters, but then you don't get a search or +2 or anything. You can compulse your own Samurai, summon it again on the next turn, and then get all your counters, and then continue to play the game that way. So it's a way to make use of hands that only have 1 Samurai. It also interacts with synchro monsters that give this deck a lot of trouble, stuff like Goyo Guardian, stuff like Armed Wing, that sort of thing that can be annoying. It also makes it so, like, if your opponent's going to destroy your monster, like, let's say you summon Iados, and they go, like, Mirror Force, you can just compulse your Iados, then resummon it. So it plays really, really well with Iados. And because this deck is, like, so good when it has, like, it doesn't need card advantage, it just needs tempo. Compulsory buys you the time. And even though it's usually a -1, in a lot of cases in this deck, it will equate to a +1 and a better position later on. So that's why you play 3 of it. Call double-edged sword technique. This is just extra ways to empty the graveyard for e-autos. You could actually make an argument for cutting legacy and playing another double-edged sword technique. I actually think that this card could be played as many as 3 of in the deck. It's really good. I don't know. Like, this card may seem a little bit like sus, but like, imagine it this way. Like, let's say you've used Yaichi in hand. You bring back Yaichi hand, you pop a spell trap, you pop a monster. All for 1 trap card. It's kind of like Dogmatica Punishment. That's how it feels. It feels like playing Dogmatica Punishment in Edison format. I don't know if you guys have played Modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's like Treacherous Trap Hole or like Icarus Attack, something along those lines. There are other ways that this is good. You can like special summon back Grandmaster plus Spirit, equip the Spirit, run over something, draw a card. End phase, when they would be destroyed, the Spirit destroys itself and the Grandmaster sticks around. You take no damage, so you got a draw and a Grandmaster for 1 card. It's just a fantastic card. It's incredibly overpowered. Like, imagine if Gotham's E-Call didn't need a Saber in play. And the Sabers all had insane synergy effects. That's basically it. Dogmatica invoked, fun times. Exactly. So, I think double-edged sword technique has potential to be a 3 of. It just depends on how you want to build the deck. As of right now, I'm like comfortable with it as a 1 of, just because I think it's at its most consistent as a 1 of. But you could play it over the Legacy. Legacy's kind of like the most filler slot in the deck. It functions similarly to Starlight Road and Upstart Goblin, where it can like bait spell and trap removal and then dig you towards your gateway and your United. But it's mid. I'll just say it. It's mid. Because like if your opponent's good, they'll never like blind Typhoon. They'll save it for the gateway. You've been on 2 Iroh Cayman in the side. Yeah, I don't like that, personally. Cayman comes up way too much for me. It came up in the last match we just played, even. I think Cayman is too important for clearing Black Whirlwind and Royal Oppression. And I think that you never need more than a second Iroh, and you actually need the diversity in names. That's something that I think matters more. I understand why people would start multiple Iroh, but you never need it. You play like 7 copies, like I said. You've got Rhoda, you've got triple gateway to search it, so you've got like 5 copies already, and then you've got upstarts to dig towards it, and then you've got ways to reuse it in double edge and call. So there's really no reason to play more than the 1. And it's pretty bad to draw multiples because he doesn't activate himself. He needs a different name. Same thing with like Yaichi would need a different name, or Cayman, but Yaichi's the best one, so that's why you play 3. That's my professional opinion on it. I think Black Whirlwind and Royal Oppression are scary. They're scarier to me than 1-for-1 trading with a Raikou. Like, I personally don't have issues with cards like Raikou, whereas I know some players don't know how to play around Raikou, so they might want Iroh or whatever. What's up, Soof? How you doing? It's been a while. It has been a while. How have you been? Anyway, the sideboard, it's pretty straightforward. We have the second Iroh for those flip effect decks. You do want it in some matchups. And in some matchups, like Frogs, where like Yaichi does nothing, you'll side out the third Yaichi for the second Iroh. And you just need to keep your names high. You could also side Zanji over him. I think Zanji's pretty terrible. I know. What's up, Gabe? How you doing? Long time no see, Gabe. We gotta hang out soon. But yeah, Zanji is bad. I don't know how to say it. Basically, Zanji is like a worse copy of Hand unless you're playing into specifically Honest, I think. Even then, it's worse. You've been liking Zanji more? Only for... Yeah, Zanji's actually bad. I don't know how to say it. It's like bad. It's like... It's worse than Hand in every circumstance. And it's also worse than Hand with Double Edge, so I just don't play it. Whenever their board is Toad plus Dupe, you just Zanji and Dupe pop. But it's mostly an alright stat vanilla. Yeah, it's just a vanilla, so that's why I don't play it. I think it's like worse than all the other cards. Because even at its best, it's still mid. Most of the time, Zanji's just a Lajin. I would say like 99% of the time, yeah. What's up, Jabron? How's it going? Thank you for tuning in to today's charity stream. We are helping people who have been affected by the wildfires in California, because a large part of our viewer base is from Southern California, and the fires are affecting a lot of them, so... I mean, that's what we're doing. We're helping out the community, you know. Triple smashing, triple defissure, straightforward stuff. So one thing that this deck really struggles with is Titanial. So that's why I got triple smashing and widespread ruin. That's the only reason. Titanial's really, really hard for this deck to beat. Because, like, look at this. Spirit targets, hand targets, Yaichi targets, gateway targets, compulsory targets. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only so many ways we can get through a Titanial. And all of them target. So I'm not anywhere near the fires now. I'm in Las Vegas. I will probably be affected by it. Like, the smoke will probably end up blowing here. But I probably won't be, like it won't be, like, fires here. You think this deck has potential to get consistent tops? Yes, I do, actually. I do think that this deck is underrated currently and has a lot of potential to get more consistent, yeah. So that's why we got triple smash plus widespread, triple defissure. It's just good against most decks. You can honestly make an argument to maining them. I don't main them because I like double-edged sword technique, but I know some people will, like, main it over the double-edged sword technique and the legacy. It's generally speaking very good. It's part of the reason why this deck has a lot of potential, I think, is it gets to play defissure. Sam's has a decent value matchup. It has a very good value matchup. I'd say it's probably the best matchup for 6 Samurai is value turbo. I think the worst matchup is probably still frogs. Sideboarding games against frogs get a lot better, but it's probably still the worst matchup. Black Wings, I'd say, is 50-50. What's the deck's win condition? Card advantage. You just overwhelm people. You draw a million cards and you blow up everything and you put your opponent to 0 cards and then you beat them to death. I'd say it's like a mix between like a tempo based deck and like a overwhelm with card advantage style deck. You can change your win condition up based off the matchup. Like against Black Wings, you can bring in level limit and then you just lock them out of the game. Most of your guys are level 3 actually, so what you can do is like you can side out your E-autos and then bring in level limit and like defissures and stuff, and then just lock your opponent out, like ruin their stuff. So a mid-range deck? No, there's no such thing as mid-range in Yu-Gi-Oh. There's no such thing. You have game plans and that's it. Mid-range only exists in games with mana curves. So because there's no such thing as mana in Yu-Gi-Oh, there's no such thing as mid-range. Mid-range refers to like mana, basically. Anyway, Typhoon, self-explanatory. You don't main it because it's like kind of superfluous with Yaichi and Cayman. So it's like one less dead card you have against frogs. Double rug for frogs, third road. And yeah, extra double edge and widespread for Titanial and shit. So that's pretty much it. The deck's pretty straightforward. I think you could make some alterations. The alterations I think you could make are around the legacy, the Cayman, and the side deck. I think Cayman is worth maining. I know a lot of people don't. But I think he's worth maining. I think the side deck is subject to change, but I do like having 4 Titanial outs and 3 defissure. I think these are the most important. I really do like Great Shogun Shien. You could make an argument for playing even more copies of him. I actually think having up to 3 isn't bad. In some matchups, when you go for the level limit game plan, he's a little bit better. You could also make an argument for siding Zanji versus Glads because that matchup is rough. So like you can make an argument that you don't need the third road or something like that, and you just bring in the Zanji. Or you don't need the second Iroh, or you don't need, I don't know. That's pretty much it. The double edge, you bring in Zanji instead. If you took Samurais to an Ultimate Time Wizard or RBT, you'd made Cayman 100% for all the bird matchups you face. Yeah, that's what I would do too. It's like better have it than not have it. The amount of instances you'll have Cayman come up as like man, I wish this was Iroh instead is going to be very little. Or Zanji or whatever. It's going to be very little. It will happen. Like I'm not going to say it won't happen, but it's going to be very little. Whereas you are going to miss him if you cut him. Like if you cut him, you're going to encounter Black Whirlwind. You're going to be like, man, I wish I had Cayman to blow it up. But you don't have it, and then your opponent just kind of out-tempos you with Black Whirlwind, or like is able to build a perfect hand with Black Whirlwind against you. So, yeah, I do think Cayman is pretty important in the deck. His effect comes up enough to where he's worth playing, I think. You side him out against frogs usually. because they'll have set spells and traps for Yaichi to target, but they'll never have face-up ones for Cayman. Unless they play Future Fusion. That's another thing this guy can pop is Future Fusion. That's pretty useful. Like if your opponent like Future Fusions for 5-headed dragon, it's like, oh shit, I have to deal with a 5-headed dragon, you know, on top of all the red eyes and stuff. He just lets you get rid of it, no questions asked. Yeah. There's always people who ask about Ultimate Offering, and I think that this card is like worse than Double-Edged. So like think about it this way, like thank you so much, Damien, for the $50 donation to Direct Relief. Much appreciated. You guys are awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I did a little bit of research on the charity before signing up for it, just so you guys can see a little bit about it. Direct Relief. They have been vetted by a bunch of different people. They've helped in a lot of different circumstances, including recently the Maui forest fires as well, and hurricane relief recently as well. They have an aid tracker. 0% of your donations go towards like their marketing or whatever. 100% of your donations go towards direct aid to people. So like their name is exactly what it says, and they've been peer reviewed and reviewed by a lot of other people. It was ranked #1 in the top 10. What was it? I forget what it is. It was ranked #1 in something. I forget what it was. Yeah, 0% of donations spent on fundraising. Hope it helps. You have to get going to work. I hope you have a good day today, Damien. Thank you so much for your contributions to people in need. You guys are the best. Why no Prison or Torrential? So Torrential conflicts with Guardian Eatos, obviously, and also conflicts with your game plan of like sticking an anchor monster. D-Prison is bad. I don't know how to say it in a way that's like, it's just a bad card. It's like, it's functionally Sakuretsu armor in this deck. There's no functional difference. You can play it. There's nothing wrong with D-Prison. You can play it, but it's just like, why would you play it over any of these other cards? All these other cards serve a very specific purpose. You're actually so pissed that the days before this all happened, insurance companies pulled out of fire coverage. Yeah, insurance companies try not to be scumbags, challenge impossible. That's so fucking gross. Yeah, I know a couple people who are affected by this, so it is pretty close for me. So that being said, like, I think Direct Relief focuses on people who are in need. So like people who are either like there because they have to be there, like firefighters and stuff, or people who can't get out, like people who are impoverished and they need to stay working or something like that. Stuff like that. What's the Machina control matchup like? Probably bad, I would say. It's probably a bad matchup. It's probably amongst your worst matchups. Defissure helps a lot. Smashing Ground helps a lot. Your sideboard is going to do a ton of heavy lifting. So you're going to bring in a lot of your sideboard, and games 2 and 3, you're going to be a huge favorite. But game 1 is going to be rough. Like, you're looking to ideally win the die roll, start with something like Grandmaster plus a continuous spell, and then you'll probably win, just because those are the hands you win against every deck. But if you go second and you don't have like a fast start, it may be difficult to piece stuff together. I think one thing that could improve that matchup is getting more double-edged sword technique in the main, or main decking Defissure. So one of those two could really improve that matchup. If you're personally nervous about it, that's how I'd say it would be a really good way to approach it. You do have a lot of tools, but specifically Eatos lines up very poorly against Machina. Eatos is good against everything else, but against Machina, it's like, ugh, it's not very good. It's really good in this deck in general. It's just like if you were playing a numbers game, right? Drawing United, drawing Gateway, or drawing Grandmaster, you have 9 really good draws. With Eatos, you bump that number up to 12. And having 12 really good draws is crazy. It's like super crack. So I think that like the difference between having like 9 really good draws in your opening hand and 12 really good draws in your opening hand, it's especially noticed when you're playing Upstart Goblin, because like you have 12 really busted cards you can draw into to start with, and this deck is capable of some very broken starts. Do you need the third road in the side? No, you probably don't, but I side it. I don't know. I just think it's good against Blackwings. So I side it. I think I tend to prepare for Blackwings more than most people do. And I tend to under-prepare for rogue decks. But you can make an argument for cutting it. I just think it's worth having. Triple upstart seems crazy in this deck. Yeah, there's a lot of really good cards that you can hit turn 1. So it's like worth it. And the life points they don't matter. Like if you're winning, you're usually dominating. So it's kind of like you just want to get to that winning position. Yeah, pretty much. Plus, like, if you have, like, double Iados, like, even if you upstart it twice, it's still a 2-turn clock. So the deck kills people really quickly, even under... Here, I'll show you some test hands and, like, an idea of, like, how it plays out. You side 2 Dust, 2 Trap Hole, plus level limit for wings, and Sidra, of course. But that's your no Iados build. Yeah, I don't like Sidra with Iados, but I actually don't know if I like it all that much, even without Iados. But it is pretty good. It's a good card. It's like objectively a good card. And it doesn't take your normal. I think people mess up when they start adding non-6 Samurai normals to this deck. That's when people really mess up. If you start adding like stuff like non-6 Samurai normals, you're making your deck slower and worse. So looking at this hand, it's pretty good. You could start it off a bunch of different ways. If you're scared of Heavy Storm, you could just set your guys and just let them die. If you don't care about Heavy Storm, then fuck it, play everything. And I would lead with Cayman here because Yaichi's generally better to keep around. So you'd get 3 counters, and then I'd just set everything. Fuck it, why not? So even if they kill Cayman, like whatever, on your turn you draw. So now you have options, right? You can go for Yaichi, and then I generally speaking would search before using my United. So I would use this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go get Grandmaster. This is technically suboptimal. You could technically remove a counter from United here that you'll get back anyway, but I'd rather use the United first and hope to rip another United before summoning the Grandmaster. Oops. We didn't, but alas, it's still really powerful. Then you can special summon Grandmaster, get 2 more tokens, and then get a Yaichi pop. So, even if your opponent killed your Cayman, right, they had a monster, you're now up 2 cards, and you're up a pop, so 3 cards, and then ideally you're running over a monster by battle, so that's you're up 4 cards, and then you've got double-edged sword technique to come back into the game if they somehow manage to break that, being down 4 cards through a Solemn Judgment, which usually they won't be. So that's kind of like, I'm giving you a kind of example of like how this deck plays out. In this hand, we've got a very similar configuration. Start off with Upstart Goblin, hope to hit Grandmaster. Not Grandmaster, but the next best thing, which is a 3rd continuous spell. These hands look like cheating, basically. Gateway, remove 1 counter from each United, and 2 from the Gateway, and search Grandmaster. Add it to the hand. This is all turn 1, by the way. Special summon Grandmaster, activate Gateway, get another search. At this point, you're probably searching Yaichi because you already have hand. So now we've got hand to pop monsters, Yaichi to pop spell and traps. We've got Spirit to draw us new cards and defend our Grandmaster. We've got Starlight Road to defend our entire board from Heavy Storm. And we're up 2 full cards going first. So this is like a nut hand. And there aren't many decks that can do this in Edison format at all. That's why I think this deck is good. Because your nut hands are unreal. And they happen pretty consistently. I wouldn't say like all the time, but like pretty consistently they happen. But that's like generally what you're trying to set yourself up for. Now this is another hand like, okay, so imagine, right? Imagine these Iados are like Zanjis, right? This hand looks like shit. But because they're Iados, the hand's looking pretty good. How often are you disrespecting Heavy Storm and forcing them to have it versus playing consistent? I disrespect it every single game because A, we have two roads and Judgment. So like they have to factor that in when playing into our back row with Heavy Storm. And B, they only have one heavy storm. So like the chances of the opponent opening heavy storm is 15%. That's it. 85% of the time, disrespecting it wins you the game. So you just take those odds every single time. Here, it's just special double Yados, activate United, get your first counter, set compulsory, set mirror force. Thoughts on Anishi? I already said this earlier, but I think it's worse than double-edged sword technique. I think it's infinitely worse than double-edged sword technique. Why? Because Anishi is not a 6 samurai name, so it won't activate your effects, unlike double-edged sword technique. 2, it doesn't get you as much advantage as double-edged sword technique. 3, it kind of gets owned in a lot of ways, like Goyo Guardian, for example. Whereas double-edged sword technique is great. The artwork is sick. That doesn't make it a good card, unfortunately. There are a lot of sick artwork cards that don't work for this deck. Good players may assume you have Starlight or Judgment, and you just set the Foresters. Yeah, exactly. You like Edison format? Me too, Zio. I love Edison format. Best community, best format, easily, not even close. So your opponent tries to kill your spirit here, you just compulse it back to your hand, or you can compulse their monster, or you can just mirror force them. It just depends on how you want to approach things. I'd probably use the mirror force and delay the compulsory as much as possible, because this is your most versatile card and it's your most useful card. Draw for turn is Gateway, beautiful. Activate the Gateway, compulse the spirit, normal the spirit again, get 4 counters. Remove the counters, search Grandmaster, special summon Grandmaster, and then equip the Spirit of the 6. The nice thing about Spirit is that now we have a follow-up summon for the next turn, and you're also attacking for 7,600 damage here, and you're potentially even getting a draw off of these Samurai. Probably not, unless they set a monster, but yeah, because they played into your Mirror Force, so probably not. You're probably not getting a draw here, but this is good. This is really fucking good. And this is all like just, this is an insane amount of pressure. Your opponent has to answer this so they lose the game next turn. Whereas like if you had 2 Zanji just rotting in your hand, it wouldn't help. Would you hold United if you have no Gateway or try to go for the draw? I would never, never, never launch this, except for maybe in this circumstance, I would launch it to try and just draw like a road or something to defend my board, because I'm winning next turn no matter what. But I would never launch it. Launching it for 1 counter is just an L. Here's another auto win hand. I don't need to show you how this plays out. You know how this plays out. This hand is broken. Okay, fine. I'll show you. All right, fine. I'll show you. I'll show you. Summon hand. Get 4 on these. Search Grandmaster. Special Grandmaster. Search your follow-up Grandmaster now. And then launch United for 2. Draw 2. Unfortunately, we didn't draw any trap cards, but we start the game with 9 cards, so it doesn't get much better than that. You get what I'm saying. All right, opening hand this time is a little bit worse. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Hand still looks fine. It's not great, but it still looks fine. These are the types of hands where you can play a little slower. You can play a little bit more relaxed. You can set Legacy, kind of bait your opponent. Your opponent will maybe Typhoon your Legacy. You're like, all right, I'll draw a card. Draw into Iroh. You're like, all right, that's pretty good. Draw for turn, it's Upstart Goblin. So now you might be considering doing something like Rhoda. You've taken a little bit of damage here, obviously, from an attack. You'll probably Rhoda for Hand of the 6 or Spirit, one of those two. I like getting Hand of the 6, I think it's a little bit better. You'll Upstart Goblin now. Try to hit Yados or Grandmaster. You hit United, which is like fine. You can Heavy Storm. And then at this point, you can go double United. Normal your guy, get your 2 counters, set your compulsory, set your Call of the Haunted, and just pass. This isn't, I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, you wouldn't launch United here. No, I would not launch United here. There's not enough cards in your deck. Like, you're not even 50-50 to hit. You're like trying to hit a Road, a Judgment, Grandmaster. That's it. It's like 6 out of 30. It's like a 1 in 5 chance to hit. It's always better to just wait. Even if they Heavy Storm you, like, okay, they Heavy Stormed you, they got you. You know what I mean? But if they set back row, it's likely they don't have Heavy Storm. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a million different ways you can play these hands, but there's usually a way that wins a larger percentage. And a large part of this deck is, like, taking the right gambles. It's like knowing your percentages, right? This is another just fucking fantastic hand. It doesn't have the continuous cards, but just normal, special, special. If your opponent was playing first here, like let's say they went first, you would play this hand very differently. You could play it a couple different ways. You could just lead on Eodos, try to bait the back row. That's fine. Depending on how passive their turn is, depending on what monster is in play, that could be the correct play to lead on the Eodos. If not, you can just set road, set compulsory, and just play a little slow, pass the turn back. Your opponent will attack you, obviously, but then they pass back to you, and now you draw Gateway of the Six. Okay, so your patience is rewarded here. You can now special summon Guardian Eodos. If they try to bottomless, you can compulse your Eodos if you want to. Back to your hand, something like that. You could do that. Let's say they don't do anything, right? You activate Gateway, you normal Spirit. They try to go for the Torrential, you've got Road. Then you can special summon the Grandmaster. You get 2 more counters. You can now search off of Gateway. And here you would always get your follow-up Grandmaster because you'll need your comeback play. Because you don't have a comeback play as of right now. And then you'd equip the Spirit. You can play into Mirror Force. Deprison here does hurt a little bit, but that's it. Grandmaster runs over the monster. You draw a card. And this is like your ending position after just passing a turn. Seems pretty fucking good. And you can play that position into any back row that isn't specifically Deprison. And even Deprison is like fine because you still have the Grandmaster follow-up for next turn. So there's that. You could have also gone for Yaichi Grandmaster to blow up the back row if you had a read on Deprison. That would have been safer than the Spirit, but I do like getting the Spirit draw when you can. There's a billion different ways you can play these turns out, but I hope this is giving you guys like some perspective on like the angles to approach specific things. This hand is probably the worst one we've drawn so far. I'd probably actually I would still Rhoda here just because we would have hit Grandmaster. That sucks. So unlucky. I'd probably get with this hand Iroh or Spirit. Probably Iroh. The reason I get Iroh with this hand is because it makes it the least weak to deck dev. And then I'd upstart. And that's not bad. So this is probably just Gateway, United, normal Cayman, Special Guardian. Get your tokens. And pass the turn back. He says, are you going to play any Sam games? I already have. I already played one. But yes, I'm going to play more. I'm just explaining the deck for people who are not like familiar with it. But yeah, let's play some games. Fuck it. Let's show how it works in person. Or in practice. The deck tends to draw pretty well. Good luck, have fun to the opponent. Big rock. Interesting. Alright, we're going second, which is always rough, but alas. We haven't opened any of our, like, that's pretty good. So this is one of those hands where you just take it slow. There's really no reason to rush this. Just pass the turn. We have a Starlight Road, so it's like it's pretty safe, you know. So now you lead on Eodos because it can be dead. Like if you summon Spirit and they go Torrential, then it can kill your Eodos. So you lead on Eodos. And they might hold their Torrential here or something like that. Also, if there's a bottomless, this will eat the bottomless and your Grandmaster will stick around. Hopefully this just works. Summon okay. Okay, cool. Normal hand of the 6. Summon okay, question mark. So I'm going for damage here because that's what the hand calls for. I don't have time to explain it. Just kidding. I do have all the time to explain it. Pardon me. So he'll take 21. He's going to deprison the Grandmaster. Sick. That is like the worst card on our board. So this is still a 2-turn clock. That's why I went for hand plus Eodos, is because he still needs to act now or else he loses. Oh, fuck. Accidental zoom. He needs to act on his turn or else he loses the game. That's pretty much it. So the worst case scenario for us here involves brain control. And I think that there is a high likelihood he has brain control because he elected to deprison the Grandmaster and not the Guardian Iados. So that's my reasoning. It's a high likelihood he has brain control. It's not 100%, but that's going to be a bottomless from me. So this, he's going to Solemn Judgment. Okay, so he had to have the Solemn Judgment there for this to work out, but it's going to work out for him. Unlucky, but it is what it is. Okay, here comes Gale. That can clear our whole board. Okay, so he's going to target Iados. Makes sense. 1250, 1000. So yeah, it was just Solemn Judgment there that beat us. Ooh. And he can now use his guy to summon a guy, which is fine. That shit happens. All right. Unlucky turn of events. It happens. It was a couple of one-ups that broke this position. So he's making Magical Android with the guy, and he's going to gain some life points. This is not a good play from the opponent. It's actually a bad play. Leaving the Gale is representing Kalut, which obviously he's trying to represent here, but the best play is actually to Synchro into Armor Master and then ladder into Stardust and then banish for Silverwind. And you end on Stardust Silverwind instead of Android Gale, which is obviously worse. So we only have one play. We're going to make it. Equip the Spirit to the Grandmaster. It's going to make our guy much stronger. And we are going to run over the Android here. He'll take 200. Spirit will draw us a card. And we find Cayman. Cool. So at the very least, that'll give us a play next turn with Call of the Haunted. So maybe we can make something work. I don't know. We'll see. He does have Kalut in hand. We know that. So he can summon. He can make a 6. He can make something like Bryonic. He could try to set up like a Dark Arm Dragon. So this is going to become 1300 and 650. I believe that's how that works. And then I think he's permanently frozen at that. So even if Spirit is removed, he'll stay frozen at 1300. Special the Bora. Sure. So we'll take 400. The Spirit will die. Damage. Priority and calc. Let's see if he wants to use his Kalut here. Okay. Oh, they both die. Cool. That worked out. Passes the turn back. We draw Mirror Force. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, a couple of different ways to play this out. I could bait the Kalut now. How many darks does he have? He has 3. I could bait the Kalut now, or I could just pop the Bora with hand. What's up, Inksmith? How you doing? Yes. Truly Edison for the best. If I go Grandmaster, it forces the Kalut. It's all if I want to force the Kalut or not. I don't think I want to force it. I don't think I care about the Kalut. I think I just summon Cayman, call hand. Hand pop the Bora. Attack for 16. 7 Mirror Force, pass the turn. He can still brain control us, but that's all he can do. Blizzy is also interesting. Blizzy should do it for him here. Yep, there's a Blizzy. Okay, so he had Blizzard and Clue. He's going to bring back Gale. Interesting choice. Oh, this is a really interesting choice. Oh, we'll go ahead and Mirror Force. Preserve the hand. Thank you so much to Cookie Monster for donating $20 to Direct Relief. You guys are the best community ever. Yeah, that's fine. The way he's played this game has been very interesting. I don't know if I agree with it. I actually think it's like quite bad. I don't know. Like looking at the cards that he's had, it just seems weird. Like if you had Bora. So this is pretty simple. We know he has Collude in hand. It's like, why would you not make Armor Master? I don't understand that at all. Normal Yaichi, Battle Phase, run over the Gale. Main Phase 2, hand pop Bora. So he has Collude. Collude can attack over Yaichi. The Call of the Hunt is now burnt. We don't have a lot of great top decks. We lost this game pretty early on. He has a second Blizzard. Okay. Yeah, he played this game terribly then, in my opinion. We deserve to top deck here. Alright, we'll take 650. Draw for turn is going to be hand of the 6. Alright, that works. I still don't understand why he refuses to make a Synchro Monster. That doesn't make any sense to me. Does he not have Synchro Monsters in his extra deck? Like, I don't get it. He has Collude. He's been representing it the whole game. Sure. Yep. So we take 1100. Sets new back row, passes, draw Gateway of the 6. Set that, passes. No Synchro, no Xyz, no Colludes. Yeah. End phase Icarus attack. Wow, that's one hell of a way to throw a game. I don't... Does he have the third Blizzard? Oh, he has sure Collude, okay. That's fine. His hand was all monsters. That's crazy. That's fine. Yep, that's fine. So he's going to use Collude here. We're going to take 700. He may not even have a target. He has one Collude left. No Synchro, no Xyz, 3 Collude. Yeah, his hand might be 3 Collude. Okay, so there's the third Collude. So we don't need to play around Collude for the rest of the game. I don't know why he's like punting this game like so incredibly hard. Wow. Alright. Activate Gateway. Normal hand. Get 2 counters. I do kind of have to hope the back row is like bad. But I don't know what it would be that's bad. Attack the Shura. Mirror Force. Alright, well, he got us. Pretty lucky game from the opponent there. That Solemn Judgment won him the game for sure. But this matchup, we have cards for it, so it's not that bad. Defissure is really good against this deck too, so Space Siphon. What's my favorite 5Ds character? I've never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. Ever. Actually. Upstart Goblin. I'm going first, so I might want to leave this in. Maybe I don't need Storm as much. Iroh's pretty bad in this matchup. He doesn't do anything. Do you mind if you include the deck list from RBET Rulers 2024? I do mind. Please do not include the deck lists from the RBET tournaments. Diamond Dude. Those are... second double-edged as well. I'm not sure. Okay, I gotta figure this fucking shit out. Hold up. I think we're going defissure mode. I appreciate you asking, Diamond Dude. I appreciate it. These cards were good for us, though. It's such a weird matchup because our deck is like on paper very good against them. I can't side out this many monsters. I won't have enough monsters to win the game. So it's gotta be upstarts. That's gotta be what we side out. Actually, maybe I just don't even care. Maybe I just go upstarts on defissure. Try that instead. You programmed Diamond Dude. Diamond Dude programmed the really big Yu-Gi-Oh bot, which we use to run the online RBETs. Oh, nice. We open the nuts. That's really good. So, normal hands. Get 1, 2, 3, 4. And we natty open Grandmaster, so we don't have to search it. 3 and 4. Let's use the gateway. This will go ahead and get our follow-up Grandmaster. Keep it simple. Use United, draw 2. Use Upstart Goblin. Draws Yaichi. Use United, draw 2. Oh, that's pretty good. So it's not perfect, but it'll have to do. Pass the turn back. Yeah, I guess we'll just start with 9 cards, like no big deal, you know. Hey, there's Cyber Dragon. That doesn't really matter. Even him like killing the hand here is just so inconsequential. It just doesn't matter. Draw for turn is bottomless. Sweet. Activate gateway. Why didn't I set road there? I did. I had 2. Normal Yaichi. Get 4 counters. Activate the effect. Target the middle set. He's gonna chain legacy. That's fine. I could gateway search here, but I just don't care that much. Let's just type in the back row. Chain book. Target Yaichi. Sure. Couldn't attack anyway, so that's totally fine. Monsters 2600. And then we'll just run over the Cyber Dragon. Set the bottomless. Pass the turn back. Larva Darkness, sure. You also made excavate.top, which is a Yu-Gi-Oh card database, and you're working on even more stuff. That's sick. Shout out Diamond Dude. Follow him on every social media that you can. He's always working on some cool stuff. Normal Sirocco, bottomless trap hole. Get the fuck out of here going straight to battle phase. What are you talking about? Special Cyber. That's fine. Alright. D-Prison here would be very unfortunate. But let's just run it. Alright, pay 500. Cool. I think we just crash the Grandmaster. I don't think I really care. I think we just crash. We have another Grandmaster, so we can just wait till we draw a Sam. We're pretty deep through our deck, So it would be nice to find a samurai. There we go. Beautiful. Hand, get 2 counters. Hand is nice too. Plays through cores. Special summon Grandmaster. And I'll just gateway search now. Probably just add back the Grandmaster from the grave. Actually, no. Is it Yaichi? Might be Yaichi. Yeah. Just go 16 and then 21 to the face. I don't think there's a reason to set a second road, but can't hurt, right? He could like Typhoon then Heavy Storm. That might be something he does. I don't know. Brain control. So pay 8. I say 100. Alright, compulsory. I don't know what he was going to do. Maybe Brain, try to synchro with it, something like that. Set back row pass. Cool, that card's dead at this point, but it doesn't fucking matter. Normal Yaichi. 2 counters. I have fucking Starlight Road. Should have waited for me to priority use. Okay, cool. That went well. Yeah, going second against this deck is very different. You like want to switch things up. He has Torrential, Heavy Storm, Triple Icarus. So he has at least 5 things that trigger Starlight Road. I'm gonna leave in all 3. I'm gonna bring in my own Heavy Storm. I want to bring in the Smashing Grounds now. Maybe over Iados even. I think level limit's not bad in this matchup either. Iados might be just... It just might be too bad in this matchup. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Heavy Storm either. It seems useful, obviously. Yeah, we'll have to shave the Guardians in some capacity going second, I think. I think Bottomless going second is a little bit worse. Compulsory going second is a little bit worse. I'm not sure if this is right. This might be too much. D-Fissure seems good. Starlight Road is kind of our Guardian Iatos in this matchup. We just force him to activate it. And then, yeah. D-Fissure might be better than Legacy. I could see that. I do want to get these last 2 in somehow. I'm not sure over what. Maybe like Compulsory even. But Compulsory is like our key interactive point. So, yeah, maybe I should not be cutting Compulsory at all. Who knows? We're incredibly Monster Light. This build configuration is incredibly Monster Light, but I think it's fine. I could have cut Solemn too. Level limit is decent with Hand and Spirit Boost over Yaichi. Yeah, I should have probably sided in the level limit too. I'm not really thinking straight. I have a sideboard plan for this. I probably have too many cards on my side deck for Blackwings. But based off of how this guy is playing, I feel like Smashing Ground is just going to be the most simple way to deal with him. So this hand looks good. There's Bora, that's fine. Set back row. Set another back row. Set another back row. All right, Heavy Storm. Nope. All right. I'm trying to think if we set 2 and we just get Icarus. I think we do that. I think we set 2. It just happens. Typhoon hits Compulse. Oh, that's fine. That doesn't matter. My opponent clearly doesn't have experience in this matchup because you should definitely save Typhoon for these cards. It's fine. 1700. He might have his own Solemn, which would be bad. So, obviously, that's going to be difficult. But, yeah, we'll upstart Goblin and try to figure it out. Yaichi. That is really good. Okay. Activate United. Activate Gateway. Normal Yaichi. Solemn Judgment. Okay, hold on, let me think here. If I solemn back, he can Icarus me. I may let this go through, but then I die to anything. I have to solemn back. It says resolution. Book. Yaichi. Okay. Well, now we're dead. So he did open solemn. Both games 1 and game 3. That is kind of tough. I can launch United here and try to hit something. And we did not. But I'll make him think we did, at least. Pass the turn back. But there's no way he misses this lethal. It's on board. He doesn't have to do anything. Yeah, I was just hoping he'd misplay. So I'll take 900. There she goes. Collude. Alright. Mid defeat. GG's. Solemn game 1 and 3 is rough. Yeah, if he didn't have Solemn both games, I think we won. But we lost to a 1-of, so it is what it is. I'm trying to think if it would have been better if we had gone for everything on the first turn. But he just opened the nuts. Yeah. I think he played game 1 terribly too. He played it in a way to lose it, but we just didn't get lucky. And that's another reason why I think having double-edged sword technique is like having more of them is good, because like in the late game when you get to that top decking situation, you just hit one of these and then you're instantly back in the game. Like you instantly win. So I think maybe having more of these like can improve your top decks. And I also think my sideboard isn't like perfectly configured. That game we had a good hand, but it was a large part of like A, we lost the die roll, B, he had Solemn Judgment game 1 and game 3. It was a lot of like just factors that added up to that shouldn't happen most of the time, but happened that time specifically. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate. But you guys can see why I like the 3 Starlight Roads, because like stuff like Icarus Attack is kind of a bitch. You could probably like get away with not playing it though. Like you get away with just like you get away with a very different build of this, where you like max double-edged sword technique and stuff. I think that you could get away with that like a lot more easily. What's up, Brian? How you doing? ¿Cómo estás? And we also could have sided better. I think we should have brought in the level limit. Like, that's what it's there for. I just wasn't thinking right. That's a matchup that's improved by different things. I think I don't have that matchup as dialed as I would like it. Hold on. 1 second, guys. It's going good. It's going good, Brian. It's going as good as it can go for a back-to-back RBET weekend that is a lot of stuff's happening, but should be exciting. I'm very excited for it. Thank you everyone for tuning in so far. I think we're gonna switch up decks. I think we're gonna go try the this one. This deck. Let me just pop it out because I might need to have the list on file. Yeah, this looks good. Let's do 2 deck dive, 1 erad. That's the change I wanted to make, I think. All right, cool. Let's go duel. Can you know how many people are registered? It's almost full for the first one. The second one, day 2, registration has not opened yet. All right, we won rock, paper, scissors, which is always good. Hopefully we open up with Stratos. That would be ideal. E-call into Stratos would be extra ideal. Well, we got E-call, we got Stratos, but we got Monk to pitch the E-call, so that's pretty nice. I forget what's in my deck. I haven't played this deck in a while. All right, so Stratos searches for Dasher or Mally. And then Monk gets us to Greffer. So we want to get Mally, I think. It's either that or we summon Drago. And we just chill on Drago for a while. But I think we're going to go for Stratos. And then we'll go Dad into Drago. I think that's our late game. And pass the turn. This deck is so sick. I like it a lot. I like it quite a bit. Dark Simorgh is like one of our better draws. Heavy Storm, True Name, also going to be pretty good depending on what he's playing. Gold Sark, interesting. So maybe X-Saber, maybe Dragons, maybe Lightsworn. Maybe even Diva Hero. Probably Dragons, though. Drago's going to be our clutch card here. So everything else we need to use to open up for Drago. Oh, he might just die here. Hold on. He might just die. Let me see. Plague in hand is annoying. I'll say that much. So Monk, pitch, get Greffer. If we normal Plague, make Bryonic, we might be able to kill him this turn. Bryonic plus Dad plus... Colossal. Yeah, that would work. We could also just go for Drago and just keep it simple and hit for 37. That could be pretty cool. DDR really makes me want to go for the whole thing, though. Okay. I don't know if there's a great way to do it. I'm not going to think about this too much. Gore's Angle. It could be Gore's. He searched Future Fusion. It could be Gore's. End phase. Reveal Dad. Pass the turn back. This is also nice too, because like if it sticks around, it looks like he's playing Diva Hero as well. Interesting. If the Drago sticks around, it could be useful. Okay, he's gonna search Evil Guy, Infernal Guy. That doesn't do anything with Drago in play. He'll crash with the Stratos. Perfectly fine. Probably has to have a back row here to survive. Okay, does not have that. So, given this circumstance, it's normal Plague, and then we win, I think. Pretty sure. Is there a way I can do this while ending with Drago? I think there's a way to win this turn, but I just don't. Fucking. I'll just give him a big thing. Okay, so Monk gets another Drago, which obviously can't attack this turn, so that's not useful. Greffer, pitch, Plague, send Simorgh. We can get Simorgh and then use Simorgh to... We have no wins in our hand. Okay, let me fucking think here. This is actually really annoying. Okay, it sent Dasher, sent Red Eyes. Okay, is there a way to get access to Red Eyes? So if we use Greffer, banish Red Eyes, blow up our own card. Yeah. Okay. I think we have a way to Red Eyes. So I'm going to normal Plague, synchro with the Drago. This has to make Bryonic, I believe. Second Greffer makes a big difference. I haven't noticed missing Greffer, I think. So it has to be Bryonic pitch. So we need to get to 3 darks. So make Bryonic. We didn't need to make Bryonic, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be game either way. Pitch Mally. Special Greffer. Greffer effects. Pitch Monk. send Red Eyes, Mally effect, special Mally. He didn't have Gores, but what we were going to do is we were going to special Dad, use Dad to banish Red Eyes to pop our own card. DDR pitch, we were going to pop our own Malicious. DDR pitch the E-Call, bring back Red Eyes, special summon Drago from the graveyard, and attack directly for game. Over 8,000 through Gores, so that would have been our kill setup there through Gores. Yeah. This deck is fucking complicated. You guys can see why I don't like it. I don't like fucking playing it, obviously. I don't know what he's playing. He's playing like Heroes or some shit. I don't fucking know. Eradicator's probably good. It was over 9,000? Yeah, it might have been over 9,000. DD Crow's probably also good. Drago's probably also good. I have a million good cards in this matchup. All my cards are probably good. I don't know what he's playing. Yeah, I just don't know what he's playing. I think card destruction is usually what I side out. Maybe side that out for like a Erad or something. Just simple. And because we have Erad, maybe we don't need Trunade or something like that, but it's all more or less the same. I don't really know what else we could invest in. This deck has no defense, living on the edge. This deck has Trag, Gores, and Drago, as well as Dark Simorgh, as well as just putting up a big synchro monster that can't die, like Colossal Fighter. So your defense is basically just like hoping they can't kill you through whatever you have. And it's usually pretty difficult for them to kill you through whatever you have. So like best defense is a good offense, basically. Blizzard Dragon, am I going to regret leaving this in? This was the card that I was thinking of maybe setting out. Maybe not. He's a card trooper, he's going to mill 3. Terrible mill. Well, maybe not. He hit an Earth for Gigantes, and he hit a live Miracle. But hitting return sucks, always. He's got Gold Sark again, so opened up all right. Dark Calling. So he's playing a double hero version of Dark Calling. E-Call. Perfect draw. Actually perfect. So we have to kill the card trooper. He doesn't have Dark Calling, or else he wouldn't have searched it. So I'm trying to think if it's like worth it to brain control this guy. If we brain control card trooper, the mills could help us win the game. But I think that Man, Blizzard Dragon, it's such a good card. Is it? It's not doing anything right here, unfortunately. I should have maybe sided it out. Because I have a lot of good cards. Like DD Warrior Lady here would have been really good. So I'm always summoning Stratos. Unfortunately, I can't also tribute summon this turn. It'd be really nice. I'd probably just get Malicious. I think I'm just going to attack. 1,400. I'll set Heavy Storm. Something tells me he's not playing a heavy trap lineup. He's had no traps both game 1 and game 3. Or game 2. Here comes Gigantes. Say okay with me. I'll take 100. I need a fucking Miracle. I can't believe that worked out. God damn it. First off, why would you set 2 with Gigantes in play? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Second off, I mean, I got Heavy Storm, so it doesn't fucking matter. Cool. But why would you... What did I say? Ad was Malicious. Off Stratos. Yeah. So, this circumstance is bad for us. We're at 79. He's threatening a 4,300 Gigantes. I need to keep my brain control. I need to keep the Exploder. Maybe this is a Blizzard Dragon turn. Or just Blizzard Dragon, target Gigantes. That's so disappointing. I wish this was a Drago that could crash with Gigantes. That would be really nice. And we'll pass. So his guy can't attack or block Kappa. Switch battle positions, basically. He gets Dark Calling. He can Dark Calling. He can banish Caius from his hand. He'll probably just sack for Caius, though. This is... Drawing double Mally really sucks. Dragon Ice actually sounds kind of nice. It doesn't do anything. It wouldn't have done anything for us here either. Here it comes. Dark Calling. That's fine. If he banishes Gores, it's 46. So he's going to banish Caius. He's actually not going to summon the Caius. That's really interesting, because I think summon Caius here would have been better than going for the Dark Calling right away. So he's got 5,200, I believe. Yeah. He's viewing his banish. Does he have DDR? Sack for vanities. Okay. Well, it's not game, so we take those. It's also not even putting me out of brain range, really. Red Eyes is a great draw. So, let's attempt the obvious play. Bring control evil guy. Attack his guy. He takes 1,000,000. His angle is released from stone here. Main phase 2. Sacrifice to set malicious and pass the turn. So he's got release from stone, maybe, potentially. What an insane draw. Like, what an actually insane draw. I think we just win now. I think we win through anything. Hold up. Let me think. A flip. Normal plague. I'll make Stardust. Okay. What does his deck have? Deprisons? He didn't deprison the Gaia attack, though. So it's gotta be released from stone, which can bring back Gaia Plate. So it's banish Stardust, special Red Eyes, activate the effect of Red Eyes, special Blizzard Dragon, activate Plague, sack to the top of the deck, special Plague, malicious, activate malicious, banish, special malicious, he says the one of brain was huge. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, sacked. GG's. But yeah, we would synchro here into Colossal, and then we would DDR back the Stardust as well. So we'd end with this board, which is game through everything. And this would be on the Stardust. It says, I don't know if the hero build is better. Of dragons or of evil guy? The best build of evil guy plays the spirit. Maharagi. That card is nuts. I might be spelling it wrong. Easily my favorite way to play the deck. I think Maharagi, maybe. I don't know how it's spelled. Yeah, there's the Dragon Dash Simorgh deck. Dark Resonator. Dark Resonator is cool. Opens a lot of plays. This game, if you sack for... Okay. If he... This game also, he had Vanity's Fiend and he had Caius. If he sacked for Caius and targeted the Blizzard Dragon and then he Dark Callinged away the Vanity's Fiend instead, he won the game. So he missed lethal this game. Obviously, he wanted to play around Gores, completely stopping him, but he chose to play around Gores and not play around Brain Control. Kind of have to pick and choose your battles. There. It's just like, which one of would you rather play around? And I guess we do play both Gores and Trag. So it could have been Gores and Trag versus whatever. But I think because you have the Dark Gaia, like, Gores isn't even that bad. I have to drop it on the Caius, and then you just run it over. And you still deal damage, you still have the big guy. So I think you choose to play around Brain Control because it instantly loses you the game, and I think you choose to ignore Gores Trag because they don't do anything. So I think my opponent didn't fully evaluate his situation in that game accurately, and as a result, it lost him the game. So whether or not like the build is better or worse or whatever, he had a very good draw. He had Card Trooper. He had the perfect setup with the Dark Calling, the Gold Tark for Dark Calling. He had everything he needed to win that game. He just chose the wrong line because he didn't evaluate the end state of each situation. So, yeah, GG's to the opponent. I think if he rewatches that game, he'll find out his... he'll figure out his problem. Because in situations where you have game through maybe a single unknown, you just always go for it. Yeah, usually you always go for it. The thing is like, even if I did have Gores, I would also have to have Brain Control. So he chose to play around Brain Control plus Gores, but he didn't choose to play around Brain Control alone. So like, it's much more likely that I have Brain Control alone than Brain Control plus Gores. If I have just Gores, it doesn't matter. I still lose the game to the Gaia. If I have just Trag, I still lose the game to the Gaia. So it doesn't matter if I have just one of those. I would have to have one of those plus Brain Control to beat him through the Caius line. Whereas with the Vanity's Fiend, that only plays through just Trag or Gores, still loses to just Brain Control, which he would lose to if I had Trag or Gores before, but not if I didn't have Trag or Gores afterwards. So we should have been going to a game 3 there. I think he just misevaluated the situation and used the wrong materials for his fusion. Going into game 3 against that deck, the way I would have sided would have been a little bit different. I probably would have sided in the DD Crows. I probably would have kept in the Eradicator. I probably would have altered my decision on the Giant Trunade. Probably would have switched that up. And I probably would have gone for something like DD Warrior Lady. Does this deck struggle against Duplock? No. You just make Dark End Dragon or Bryonic. Pretty much. Or summon Dad. Or whatever. But yeah. So like you have a large access to making those plays because of Dark Grepher and how many ways you have to get to Grepher. You have Monk, Rhoda, Grepher, so you have 3 copies of Grepher. Plus you have like Allure and Card Destruction to dig. And Destiny Draw as well to dig. And then you can also just like Natty draw Dark Arm Dragon. Or like have like Plague plus a level 4, make Bryonic, just OTK someone. I don't think this deck struggles against the Duplock. I think this deck can sometimes struggle against Absolute Zero. That card's kind of a bitch. That's why I switched from 3 deck dev to 1 Eradicator. Because I don't think you need that many deck dev. I think you just need the one to hit the Miracle Fusion, hit the power spells. Yeah, pretty much. And then game 2 and 3, obviously, the Duplock is even less relevant because you can just banish the Treeborns and they're forced to sack the Duplock. Would a second Grepher make sense? Some people have moved a second Grepher over the Card Destruction. So some people are playing it like this instead of Card Destruction. I'm still playing Card Destruction because I think it's a broken card. But you could play second Grepher over Card Destruction. Grepher in this deck is fucking obscene. You saw how it gave us game that one game where we were able to get access to Red Eyes and that Red Eyes got us access to Drago. So, it gets you access to every single part of your deck except for like the wins. Like it doesn't get you to Stratos or Drago, unfortunately, or Wyvern.
but it does get you access to like the synchros. And the thing about the synchros in this deck is that they're like on a different level of powerful, because once you make Dark End Dragon once, your opponent can never get rid of it ever. They can't get rid of it. They banish it, you bring it back with DDR. They put it in the grave, you bring it back with Red Eyes. So you get this Dark End Dragon for the rest of the game. The second you make Dark End Dragon, you have it in loop, and you can just keep spamming it every single turn until you win. So like, even if you're making it at -1, it's usually pretty fucking insane. Same thing with Stardust Dragon and Red Dragon as well. The Dragon synchros in this deck are particularly disgusting. And that's why we do play the Iron Chain as well. It's a 6-star generic dragon that you can make that turns on your Red Eyes. Dark End is a bitch to out in this. Yeah, it's really, really hard. I'm actually surprised that not a lot of good players picked up this deck, because I feel like this deck is good. I think it's like objectively good. And I'm surprised that a lot of the top players just like didn't even try it or didn't even bother looking at it. But maybe that just has something to do with like me being a YouTuber and then being like, oh, I'm not going to play YouTuber deck. When it's just like, this is a good deck. I don't know why people don't try it. Would you like to play a Winged Rhinus deck? I'd rather eat dust. I'd rather chew some glass. No, that deck is boring. We're only going to play fan favorites in this stream. I think we're going to play some Iados Glads as well. Maybe some Iados Gravekeepers, which I haven't built. So, but yeah, this is a charity stream ultimately. Just playing fan favorites for the. Could Super Poly in the side be a good way to out Absolute Zero? No. That seems like a bad way to out Absolute Zero. Because you spend 2 cards and you potentially even 3 cards. You kill an Absolute Zero and then you don't get anything. So it's like you 2 to 3 for 1 yourself against an Absolute Zero. So no, that's not a good way to out Absolute Zero. I think the best way to out Absolute Zero is either to prevent it with Eradicator or Crow, or to trade at face value with like DD Warrior Lady or Exploder, or get +1s on it. What do you think is better, Iados Glads or Tiger Glads? I think Iados Glads is better. It's marginal, but I do think it's better. Any fun quick draw decks? Yes, there are. Any Road Warrior games? Maybe. We might be able to do some Road Warrior. All right, everybody who's here right now, just tell me what decks you want to see, because we only have time for so much more. Because then I gotta go. But I would like to play a fan favorite deck, because this is kind of a community stream. This is a stream for charity, and Road Warrior or Kuraz Frogs. Definitely quick draw. Okay, so we got 2 votes for quick draw right now. What is quick draw level eater, right? It's the Road Warrior one. Is this the one I was playing? Yeah, this looks like it. I kind of want to change this. This looks bad. Saber, Arcanite Assault Mode Turbo, Benkai OTK. Shoot, this looks fun. Scapegoat needs to get cut from this. This was sort of the foundation and the basis for Swifty's list. I think this was, Swifty and I exchanged a lot of notes on this deck. I made a video on this deck, and then the foundation of this became his deck that he did really well with. He ended up cutting Jane and leaning in more into Hamster, and he also wasn't playing Gores or Cyber Valleys or the Level Eater. You're just here trying to rework your quick draw Frogs. I think that you shouldn't play Frogs with quick draw. I think Frogs are better off with Junk Synchron. Road Warrior with Cyber Valley is so nice. Yes, it might be win more though. I think that's kind of like the concept. Said it's win more. Cyber Valley with Scapegoat is also kind of nice, but ended up thinking that Scapegoat was not very good after testing it a bunch, so moved away from it. I could consider still playing Scapegoat. It's most likely win more. Yeah, that's for sure win more. But because I think the Swifty list ended up cutting like all the win more cards, which was like this, and then these 2, and then the Jane. He said he liked Jane in testing, but he didn't want to try something that he hadn't tested enough. I think I want to try Return. want to try that over Scapegoat. It might be worse than Scapegoat. I want to try it. All right, let's go. Let's go duel. You have a lot of stuff for the Frog Monarchs, but you're not sure on the ratios. Just load it up on Dueling Book and practice. It gets better the longer the game goes on in this format. Is it frogs? Most decks have late game power that are like widely played. Thoughts on Limit Reverse in this? I'm not even playing Call of the Haunted, so why would I play Limit Reverse? Does he think I won't pick it a fourth time? He was right. Alright, we're going second. Looks good. Got Jane. Jane's like one of the better going second cards. We got Alias too. He might be scared to like bottomless and Alias because of Gemini Spark. So there's Gear Frame. Okay. Jane and Alias clear this, but Machina Fortress will be annoying. Undoubtedly. Alright. Just pass back. Huh. Normal Jane. Attack the gear frame. Take 300. I don't know what he's doing, but I would not like my Future Fusion to get heavy stormed. So, and leaving Dandelion in deck increases our odds of hitting it, which we just did. So, rewarded for my patience, I should say. There immediately. Hitting 2 monsters is nice too. We have Avarice. So, between the Jane and the Future Fusion, we'll have all 5 for our Avarice, which is beautiful. We're only super duper punished here if we draw Stratos next turn, but even that's fine. We're in a pretty good spot to make the most of this. The tokens will provide us defense if he's on something like Gear Town. Mirror Force will help us against the Machina Fortress, and it seems like he has a monster heavy hand, so hopefully we can stabilize and find one of our power plays like Quick Draw. So monster is interesting. He might be trying to pop the back row with like a Raikou. I could see that. Dust Shoot is very good. Do we commit the Alias? Or do we set the Necro? He might have Gorge he's trying to set up. Let's attack. It's Debris Dragon. Very interesting. Yeah, probably trying to set up Gorge then. In phase Mill 2. Oh, we hit our second Dandelion. Oh, that's really unlucky. That's fine. I mean, it's not unlucky, but it's funny. That's what it is. Dust Shoot here. Let's see if he has that Gorge he's trying to set up. He's thinking. Main deck Crow, maybe. He's probably playing Machina Quick Draw, which is a good deck, but it's not really working out well for him right now. We're up a card. Kind of. We have 2 tokens to his 6 cards after the Dust Shoot resolves. Like 2 tokens plus 6 cards to his 6. But like Future Fusion's a +1 and Pot of Avarice is a +1 kind of. Like these are both, Pot of Avarice is a hard +1, Future Fusion's a soft +1. So this should be pretty good. Can you reveal your hand? Okay, he's got DD Crow. Interesting. Oh, he does have Gorz. So he's trying to set up the Gorz with the proof. Interesting choice. He's got Raikou as well. Can I play around Gores forever is the real question. If we take the Crow, then our Avarice is good. We're gonna have to play through Torrential Bottomless Proof. So let's just take the Crow. Alright, go. Fortress. Yeah, cool. So, take TD Crow. He was thinking about burning it there. He probably shouldn't have. I think it was smart for him not to. Because Avarice is so bad for him. He's going to set the Raikou. Which, obviously. Heavy Storm. How useful. Alright, with the set Raikou, we've got a lot of options. The simplest is just flip Necro Gardener. Battle phase, attack with Gardener. Raikou, probably pops back row. He doesn't want to turn on Avarice. He's going to pop Jane. That seems stupid. I just think that that's a bad play. But it is what it is. In phase 2, Pot of Avarice, fall 5 back. What did he mill? Gear Frame, Lila Charge. Yeah, let's just Avarice, fall 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If we can get to Stardust Dragon at any point this game, we will be crushing it. Oh, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful. So the back row is probably something along the lines of Torrential Tribute. The best way to bait that is with normal Alias, isn't it? Lone Fire into Dandy's kind of funny too. I kind of like that. Or just Lone Fire into Dandy, single Lone Fire into Dandy. Priority. Sack the token. Go get Dandelion. And then just fast turn. Do most decks play heavy and Trunade in Edison? Like you said before, you're new to the format. Most decks play heavy. Very few decks play Trunade. Some decks do play Trunade, but very few. It's not nearly as many. But I would say almost every single deck plays Heavy Storm, if not every single deck. There are very few decks that don't play it. I think it's arguably wrong not to play Heavy Storm. Like if you're not playing Heavy Storm, you're probably nerfing yourself in some capacity. I've seen 4 Dandelions this game. That's so funny. All right, well, keeping it simple. Just apply pressure. Attack. 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 And phase 2. Sack token, get Titanial. He goes Torrential. We get 2 tokens. We summon Cyber Valley. Yeah, let's do it. Lone Fire into Lone Fire. Sack this Lone Fire. And get Titanial. He'll Torrential here. Yep. We get 2 tokens. Oh my god, the lag is crazy. And then we'll normal summon Cyber Valley. Activate. Banish. Draw 2 cards. Found Caius and Gorus. Beautiful. I should use this now. I know he doesn't have whatever it is. Do I have another Earth in my deck? I don't even know if I have another Earth in my deck. Does this deck play another Earth monster? Fuck. I actually don't know. What's in this fucking deck, dude? Is Dandelion my only Earth monster? That can't be right. Oh, Card Trooper. Okay, Future Fusion. Yeah, I play Card Trooper. Yeah, Card Trooper. I was like, there's no way. But yeah, here we send Stratos. And we send the Card Trooper. And there's pass. I'm going for Future now because it's not getting better than this. It'll like force something and then, you know, we can sort of set up for stuff. So that's probably bottomless trap hole. That's game, or that's turn 1. I'll normal summon Sangin and attack for 1,000. Pass the turn back. Next turn we get Gaia. He bottomlesses. You get where this is going. Set monster is interesting. So here, standby phase. We get the Gaia. He's gonna bottomless here. It makes sense. It just makes sense. It makes sense to bottomless there, you know. Sack for Caius. Caius target the set monster. It's Raikou. You know where this one's going. Sangin attacks. Any effects? He basically has to drop Gores here, or else it'll rot in his hand for the rest of the game. So, there comes the Gores. Yep. Attack the token. In phase 2. Set the card. That's the turn. I've still got Necrogardna. This game has never really felt particularly close, but alas, here we are. Didn't he go first and start with Gear Frame too? That's pretty rough. Of his opening hand, we still know Fortress and Proof of Powerlessness. Here comes a normal summon to Redragon. Oh, okay. Do you have a target? He has Raikou. That's gonna make Iron Chain Dragon. Sure. No, not Iron Chain Dragon. Fine. Yeah. $1,500. L3. Oh, nice. We milled Level Leader. How useful. Grab Quick Draw. This is gonna be all she wrote, bro. This is gonna be all she wrote. Multiple back row. Sheesh. Alright, can I win the game this turn? With Heavy Storm. Let's see. We should Avarice first. So, Avarice is going to target Debris 2. Wildfire 2. Centennial. And DD Crow. So he redo the DD Crow. Okay, that's fine. Probably hits Titanial. It's the only one that really matters here. It's fine. So with Level Leader, we know his last card's Machina Fortress. Titanial, yep, makes sense. Cool. Let's just activate Trap Stun, I guess. No, we should probably just Heavy Storm. It's silly, but we should just do it. Have I tried the top 8 Vasky Turbo deck by Zytalos? One of the first decks you played that utilized Future Fusion with Dandy. No, I haven't tried that. Quick draw. Standy line. Special summon. 2 tokens. Level leader. Eat the Caius. Make Road Warrior. Activate. Special Cyber Valley. Level Eater. Special Summon. Eat the Caius. Vanish Valley. Eater. Draw 2. Foolish. Interesting. Alright. This didn't work out well. A little bit punished. Punished, if you will. Let's kill the Igors. It's bigger. It's more annoying. This guy's annoying too. He's fucking mills us out. And I've used both my Avarice, so... Don't have a ton of things left. Setting the Typhoon could be problematic. Like, let's say he has... No, I'll set the Typhoon. Pass. It's actually a solid deck. Sounds interesting. Nitro Warrior might have been the better play there and just clear both. That was probably the better play. I'll use Necro here. I don't think it's getting better. I also don't want to mill 3 cards because we only have 13 left. Good thing he drew a back row. We can Phase just blow that up. Draw for turn is going to be Solemn. Beautiful. Okay, cool. We just win. So, normal alias, keep it simple, and just attack for game. That game was closer than it needed to be. But it worked out well. Main deck Crow's really annoying. But not that annoying, I guess. It would have been more annoying if you just had a guy to summon Machina Fortress with, you know what I mean? I like Compulsory against his deck. I like Trapstone, seems good. Soul Release seems good. Mind Control seems good. Cyber Dragon seems good. I don't know. This matchup seems fine. Is it disrespectful if I just resubmit? Maybe Judgment? No. I'll try to be the offensive. I'm going to cut Gores. He might be like on some set 5 shit, so Dust Shoot could be bad. These cards scale kind of poorly. I could side out a Cyber Valley. Mind Control works well with the Cyber Valleys though. Could be Return. Return would have been good that game though. Weirdly enough. It just kind of sits there for Liline Raikou, so I don't love that. Let's just do 2 cards. Let's just do a Cyber Dragon and a Mind Control. Fuck it. I don't think we need to change too much. Our deck just kind of beats his. It could be Level Leader. It could be Cyber Valley. For like more impactful shit. Like Level Leader could come out for the Mind Control. Or not Mind Control. The second Cyber Dragon. Might be worth playing. But I think this is perfectly fine. That's the thing with like machines, whatever. The deck is just... I don't have any bad cards against it. All my cards are good against that deck. Except maybe Solemn. But Solemn seems good too. Just forces through a play.
What was he saying? The big lag is real. Yeah, it looks bugged on my end. It still says done sighting. I'm gonna refresh. Yeah. Man, Dueling Book sucks. Cool. No longer bugged. If you refresh, it might work. Alright. Anyway, thank you guys for all your donations to Direct Relief. It's been a fun stream so far. A lot of fun decks. Every time I play this simorgh deck, I am impressed by it. It ages like wine. Okay, what's up with this hand? We got Lila. Cool. We got Trapstone. Also cool. Do targeting effects like Compulse and Mind Control fizzle if you use Book? No, they don't. Those two specifically don't. Because they don't care if your monster is face up or not. But something like Brain Control would. Oh, that's really cringe. I was going to search that. Let's see what we mill. It'll change shit. Ooh, that's ugly. That's real ugly. I get Jane. Normal Lila. He was playing like every summon stop imaginable, so he does have bottomless and torrential and all that. He set Heavy Storm. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, hopefully we hit Dandelion here. Unlucky. I'm going to draw Dandelion, I can tell. I didn't set Trapstone because if this is a Raikou, then it gives him a good target. Now, if he wants to flip Raikou, it just doesn't do anything. Not only did we not hit a Dandy at all, but we didn't even hit a good debris target. So we didn't hit Card Trooper or Lone Fire either. You keep seeing Marvel Snap ads, but you haven't heard of a single soul who plays it. That's why there's ads. They're desperate, baby. Desperate. That's another reason I didn't set the Trapstone. Maybe I should side out Trapstone on this matchup. It seems good. It's just... maybe I should side it out. I don't know. He mills 3. Let's see what he mills. Also bad. Oh, lovely. Dude, this deck is a trip. Wow, that just worked. That's so funny. Now I will set it because I don't know why. Oh my god. Let's go. I deserve this. Because now he has 2 Raikou targets, so if he wants to pop my back row, then he doesn't get to pop my Jane. So it's like forcing him to make a choice at least. That's why I set it now. Also, like, if I draw future back row, I'd like to be able to set them. So if this eats the Raikou, then whatever. At least my future back row will be fine. Pardon me. Plague. That's fine. It's probably the torrential check. Flip Dandy. Oh, he's on Dandy. Okay. Quick Draw and Plague. You usually don't have a lot of space for that. He might try to ladder to a Black Rose. But yeah, you don't really have a lot of space
in your extra deck in these quick draw decks. So with Plague, you usually get like maybe 3 or 4 extra synchros. So you maybe get Catastor, Bionic Goyo, and Armory Arm. Okay, so he has Android instead of Catastor. So he'll get 2 tokens. This is all fine. This doesn't matter. He'll get some life points. It's also fine. It doesn't really matter. Because we've maintained the board, ladies and gentlemen. He'll gain 600. Cool. Draw for turn is Caius. Sick. Not ideal, but good enough. He's got Plague. Foreign Grave. I think this is a pretty clear Caius target android. Oh, he's going to sell him. That is rough. Alright. That was a good song. That was a good song. If I draw a quick draw next turn, I win the game. But I don't have that many left. I think I milled one. Yeah, I milled one, yeah. Damn. That fucking sucks. I've lost 3 really, really bad situations to Solemn Judgment on stream today. This card is stupid. I hate this card so much. I think I hate Solemn Judgment more than I hate like some of the other limited traps. Like I really dislike Solemn more than I dislike like Dust Shoot, for example. I don't mind Dust Shoot nearly as much as I mind this card. I think Solemn is like, it's so stupid. This card being legal is like shades of the next format. Alright, there's Fortress. It's fine. Brain Control. One time for the fans. I think I milled it. Didn't I mill it? I didn't. He milled it. That's right. He milled it. Brain Control. Brain Control. Brain Control. I deserve this Brain Control. Fuck. That's fine, I guess. I hit Dandy earlier, right? Yeah, I did. Does he have Crow? No Crow when it counts. Alright, cool. We'll get our Ancient Fairy. Get our 2 tokens. Activate Ancient Fairy, Special Card Trooper and Defense, and pass turn. Alright, what was I? I was answering a question in the chat. Give me a second. He's thinking Pot of Avarice. That's really fucking good. I think if we had tuning in this format, it would be OP. I think Quick Draw would be very, very good. If not, like, incredibly dominant. Like, yeah, I think tuning is too powerful of a card. We'd see it in like Frogs to search Junk Synchron too. Like, I just think it's like shades of like what's to come. Same thing with Solemn Judgment. But yeah, normal Lila, sure, bet. All right. Battle phase. Let's see. Does he want to kill a trooper? can't get over this still. He shuffled. Oh, he already used his plague. So he has no real way over the Ancient Fairy. Debris is a good draw. Lose a token and probably lose the other token. Yep. And he'll blow up our back row, which is, that's bad. That's bad news. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's not looking good for the home team here. There goes back row. I deserve to draw brain control. I want you guys to know. I deserve to draw it. Mills 3. He's got Dyna too. Jesus, this is hateful, man. Fucking level eater, of course. Okay, so we're kind of daubed. Hold on, let me think. If I special level eater, use debris. I make Red Dragon. Red Dragon runs over Stardust, but then it would blow up my Ancient Fairy. I can't do that. I have to go like Stardust Crash. It's kind of ugly, but special level eater. Alternatively, I can just sack for Caius, target the Machine Fortress, and that's that, you know what I mean? He'll get the hand rip, but at least I won't die. I could get rid of Stardust too. It's a tough one. I think I do have to make this play though, and I have to get rid of one of them. And I think this Stardust is easier to deal. It's harder to deal with than the level eater. Or not the level eater, the Machine Fortress. Battle phase. Kill the Lila. Oh, wait. I can't attack. Wait, I can't attack. Because Ancient Fairy effect. I can't attack, yeah. Might be. Good thing I remembered. I was like, why did I think I couldn't do that? And then, yeah, I remembered I can't do it because of the Ancient Fairy effect, yeah. So yeah, if you use the effect to special from your hand, you cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. I almost accidentally got a free Lila there. Edison reminds you of all the Quasar Synchro piles that come after. Yeah. I didn't love those. I didn't love that era, because it just felt like everyone was like playing 80 bricks trying to pull off this ridiculous combo. I just in general really hate that era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's like so close to being good, but it's just got some really, really trash things that are part of it. I was like the grandfather of those decks, yeah. It feels like the more like pure, like this is like the more Yu-Gi-Oh! Version of these decks, like what they were intended to be kind of thing. So when you started playing, it makes sense. And Vasey Mills 3, there goes another Dyna, thankfully. Draws Dandelion. Dude. Okay, so at this point we can make Stardust. We can also put Titanium into play, which I think is pretty fucking good. Like if we go Ancient Fairy, Special Dandelion, sack these two for Titanium. Get 2 tokens. Level Eater effect. Special summon. Eat the Titanium. Pass the turn back. We're clawing our way back into this game. It's not going terribly. It's not going great. It's not going terribly. He can unequip the gear frame, run over the tokens and the Level Eater. Then he can trade the fortress with the Titanium, but then we're commanding the board. That being said, he'll have Fortress in the Grave, which is in circulation, for him to use something like Machine of Force, which he's maybe been sitting on this entire game. So, it's a really interesting situation to be in. What's especially interesting about this whole thing is that He's like really close to dead. Like, we just need like one of the right cards to end this game. Because like, if we could just somehow get to quick draw or something. This deck is incredible. The amount of resources you can have even when at a certain disadvantage. Yeah, this deck is really good. I think quick draw is like the toolbox and like the utility of all the cards. When you add them together, they're pretty nuts. I can't lie. Okay, here comes the gear frame unequip. This is what I was assuming he would do. He would go unequip gear frame, maybe switch the Lila to attack. Maybe not. Who knows? Clear the tokens, clear the level leader, and then try to trade the... Or just clear the tokens here. I don't know if he's going to flip the set monster. If he flips the set monster, he's going to have to do it Memphis too. What's up, Totagon? How you doing? I hope you're safe from the fires. We're playing a little bit of quick draw versus Machina right now. Long time no see, Totagon. How were your holidays? Okay, there goes token. Did he attack the other token? I missed it. Must have missed it. Attack token with gear frame. Okay. Cool. Attacks the other token. Sure. Alright. Then Trash Fortress. Alright. Take 300. And then Titanium will negate the fortress. What's he going to target here? Okay. I'll use Titanium to negate the fortress. We still have an Avarice, right? We still have 2, actually. That'd be really good. So he's at 38 now. It's like really, really close for us. Flip right, go pop Ancient Fairy. Makes sense. Oh, it makes perfect sense. Okay, let's see what he mills. Mills the Force. Okay, that's pretty good news for us. This would be a very opportune time to draw a quick draw. Or like an Avarice or something like that. Oh, so you had a Force. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. That'd be really cool, Totagon. If you do get a new animal, I mean, you know you have to name the E3 Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like, if you get a new dog or a new Chihuahua, specifically, Kappa. All right, quick draw one time for the fans. I want to end this game. Cyber Dragon. That doesn't work. How fucking annoying. So it's 3,000. We run over Raiko. It's 28. He survives at 1,000. Alternatively, we make Stardust Dragon, which doesn't get us out of fucking anything. How do I win this game? There's got to be lethal here. I just don't see it. Oh, it's so annoying I have this level leader in play. If I didn't have this level leader in play, I would have won. Oh, that's so stupid. Suboptimal ass beetle. Is there any way I can like clear this and then like clear my own board and then special the Cyber Dragon and then like... There isn't a way to do that, is there? Fuck. That's so annoying. I could go Ancient Fairy again and then... I don't even play 2 Ancient Fairy. Oh, dude, that's so ass. Hold up. If I go... It's either Black Rose or Cyber Dragon here. Black Rose is the safest. Brain Control's gone, actually. Black Rose might not be the safest. All right, let's go with Chimera Tech. Deal 28. Phase 2. Special level leader. I'm dead to so much here. I'm dead to like normal summon plus Machine of Force. Black Rose might have been better. Dude, that fucking level leader in play was so annoying. If I could get Cyber Dragon Special and set Raikou, it'd be nice. If I could get Cyber Dragon Special and normal summon Debris, I win the game. I just Black Rose second effect on his token and then attack for damage. So it was like, the difference between winning the game that turn and potentially losing this game is really fucking annoying. That being said, he has 2 forces gone. He has to like rip specifically an Avarice, and 2 of them are gone. So like, I don't know. I think about it. You had your fight. You got a sick ass knockdown in the second round, dude. If you have a video of that, send it to me. I'm super excited. I want to check that out. I do remember about you telling me, Leon. I think I talked about it on stream, didn't I? I think I mentioned it on stream, yeah. I don't know if you were there for that stream though. Yeah, send the clip. That'd be sick to see. Post it in the Discord or something. Double sack for cores, maybe? Double sack for Fortress. Okay, there's double sack for Fortress. Okay. Kill level leader. All right. We're in the game, folks. We're in the game. Is Mirror Force gone? Mirror Force and Tarantula are both gone. It's simple. We win the game. Don't even think about it. Brain control. Take the guy. It's over. GG's. GG's. Is there a general MMA category? MMA is sick, dude. Why do you say unfortunately? That was a great match. I felt like we were definitely ahead for most of it. The Ancient Fairy turns were really cool, but that weird like level leader Cyber Dragon conflict was a little annoying. We were bound to draw something powerful eventually. Our whole deck is powerful cards. Yeah, we could have dealt even, I think, 8,000 that turn as well, which is crazy. We could have killed him from 8,000. Never hand shuffle for topping the out. Yep, you got to never hand shuffle. C-Spare gets it. Yeah, his best play there would have been the Dandelion play, but that would have died to Debris Dragon nonetheless. We would have Debris Dragon flipped this guy to attack and then just attack for game. You're not understanding my question. Why is it unfortunate that you do MMA? Isn't MMA sick? I don't know. I guess like the obvious health side effects are not, but unfortunately, because that should be hard sometimes. It sounds like it's hard all the time, but it sounds fun. I'd do it if I was younger. Unfortunately, I'm not a great age to pick up MMA. But if I was in my like early 20s, I'd absolutely do MMA right now. It sounds so fucking fun. Anyway, I think it's been a good stream. Oh, Totegon's question. That's right, that's right. We've raised a lot of money for charity so far. I believe quite a bit. Is it 10, 30, 37-ish, 35-ish, 85, $105. $105 is for the fire relief is really, that's a big deal. That's probably like at least a couple relief kits. So thank you guys so much. And I think I do believe the revenue from the stream will also go towards the charity. So, good stuff. Thank you guys so much. If you're in the area, I hope you are safe. I hope you get the relief help that you need. And it's been a fun one. It's been a fun stream. Got into kickboxing in summer and want to get into Muay Thai. That looks so fun. Totegon, let's go grapple, bro. Just kidding. Muay Thai would be so fun, dude. That sounds fun. All right, let's talk about fighting stuff in the Discord. I'm gonna log off for now, but thank you guys. Thank you everyone who contributed, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace.